That's the kind of info that I would give you.
Right. I imagine there's going to be like every lap someone's going off somewhere. I don't care about that. But if it's something that I can run into, or if I'm approaching as they were coming back on, that's what I want to know.
I just want the information so that I can manage the risk.
Don and I have always kind of kept up with, and I just wanted to be involved. The preparation is amazing. The organization is amazing. He's been doing it almost all year to prepare for this one moment. It's inspiring.
I wouldn't want to go flying into corners, you know, thinking, are these tires and wheels on tight? Are these seatbelts snug? Things like that, but I don't have to bat an eye because these guys that Don assembled are so professional that it makes you feel good.
So endurance racing, the preparation is so important because you tax every part and every person and every part of your logistics.
I told the guys before we got here that I want to own the pits. I want to demoralize the competition in the pits.
You know, you got 15 people here that are passionately headed down the same path.
And the team is really working well together. We're very well motivated to succeed here.
Never been more interest in this.
Really?
This is just under 90.
Wow.
90.
This weekend, it's the biggest field they've ever had, and we're a part of it, and we're hoping to go beat 87 of those guys, 86 of those guys, yeah.
One of the things that's tough about this race is they class everything that has fenders on it, all the way up to Daytona prototypes. Even if you put fenders on an Indy car, could run here, right? They've had DP cars here in the past. There's a lot of fast sports racers, Normas, and all sorts of radicals and other things.
Because they're getting rich or they're making a house payment with it. They're doing it because they absolutely love the sport, you know, and we're lucky. We have a great team of guys. We all get along. We've got a great chemistry on this team, and I think this is key to why we're going to win today. I really do feel like we're going to win this race.
This is what I saw. They started dancing, they started singing. It happened right at the beginning. They came from uptown, they came from downtown. They came from all around just to get down.
Alright, our time started cars are going to roll away. Here we go for a third pace lap for the 9th annual 2011 at the 25 Hours of Thunderhill.
They came from all around just to get down.
Black and Integra about 5 cars ahead. The third car in class is right behind you in the next spot. We're continuing to make progress on the leader. You got skills. Clear on the outside. Outside and the bridge. Just help make up some of the time to keep it clean. Thank you. Driver, because of the fuel spill, we have to bring you in to Black this lap.
you claw and claw and claw to try and tune the car to get a few tenths, maybe a second, if you're really, really lucky, 2 seconds on your nearest competitor. And yet you've seen some of these other pit stops here taking, 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds just to put a couple of, jugs of fuel in. If you can make up, 20 seconds at a pit stop, and that's, let's say you're able to get the car ahead of you is a second or lap faster, that's 20 laps they have to drive to make up for the time that you can get from them just in one little pit stop. And that's all those little tenths of a second people are getting on the track, we'll get them all back on the pits. At least that's the plan.
Well, and it's a small edge that you live on between, is this way too fast and I'm out of control, or is this just as fast as I can possibly go without making a mistake but then beat the other guy? The difference between doing that and looking like a rock star and doing that and spinning off and hitting something is like the smallest of change. It's like a mile-an-hour difference.
Yeah, can you ensure that both switches are flipped for the lights?
Got a black flag for making what looked like a pass under a waving yellow, but that didn't really happen. There was some confusion there. So.
Brake caliper change right here on hot pit. It wasn't planned, and we got it done, but the brakes didn't last as long as we had hoped. So now the question is, do we have enough brakes to make the race?
Fittings, the tube part of it, it was leaking out of the end of the tube part. So as we tighten the AN fitting, it started to leak more out of the tube end. So it backed it off. So then, the best thing to do was disconnected it all the way. As much RTB, Teflon tape, cleaned it all up as much as we could, put it back on there. I put a little bit of a diaper around it. And, next stop and stuff, we're going to have to look. We may have to put more oil in it each time. I mean, at worst, it's going to leak some oil out the bottom.
You got a 23 lap lead. Plenty of time to check every single time from here.
A Band-Aid. That's all it was.
So like a big diaper.
A big diaper.
He's having it towed in just to...
If the motor lost oil pressure and it kept running, if the motor runs without oil, it'll blow up. It'll start ripping parts off and putting holes through metal. So we could actually just have an oil leak, or have a line that broke and drop the oil out of it. You might have shut it off. Motors will run sometimes for a long time, even when they're hurt. So if we can get the thing patched up and just circulate, we still have a good chance.
runs that dry, it pretty much cooks everything. So the motor is done.
So we've survived about 22 hours.
Yeah, about that.
And now our motor has seen better days. Had an oil leak that's possibly caused a burned up valve or something.
Yeah, so it's a $20 part. It's just one of those fluke deals that, you know, it wasn't meant to be. The preparation that went on for this race was staggering.
Again, it's one of those deals, the highest highs and lowest lows, that's part of racing.
You can't turn the key off fast enough to save the engine.
Yeah, right. This one's going to go by democracy. It's going to be up to you guys. If there was a 1% chance, you wouldn't have a choice. We'd be busting our ass and we'd be getting this shit done if there was any chance to see this car move under its own power for the checkered. But there's not. So the deal is this. We can keep working and get as much done until the time expires, if that's what you guys want to do. And maybe get the motor in and say we worked to the last minute. But I'm not going to put that on you guys. So by a show of hands, who wants to keep working even though there's a chance that this car probably won't go on the track? Bye guys. You know, it's really dejecting to be in the position we're at. It's pretty amazing, you know, to see the crew work so hard to try and change the engine when in reality it probably won't be finished in time to cross the finish line. But you know, that's the heart that beats within this whole team.
29 lap lead, it's just domination. I went out and it was driving fine, and I mean we had some looseness in the rear, but it was going to get a new tire and Ryan was going to come in as soon as I was done with the gas, as soon as we were going to put another right rear tire on it. I saw the oil pressure light, you know, flickering and the warning coming on, but then I would intermittently look down and it would go back up to like 50 or 60 psi. And I go up over the hill, over the bypass, and I heard a noise, and then I just felt it tear apart, you know, and I knew that it probably blew up because it didn't have any oil pressure.
Stunning accomplishment, really, if you think about it. It would have been pretty easy to quit at that point. We're still third in class. Still third in class.
But they got him out on track one lap in front of third, so it's still podiumed. It's a heck of a story. I can't believe the guys got that done. It's unbelievable. It really is. Front-wheel drive car with transaxle, turbocharger, oil cooler goes. They had to bypass it because there's all sorts of metal in there. We didn't want to install a new one. They didn't have the time. Nothing was torqued. The motor mounts are loose. They got all the electrical working. You know, this motor's not been tuned. It's got the wrong build. Just, you know, as you look at the trends, we were in a dogfight with the factory Honda team. And then we started pulling away. We started pulling away steadily, but at hour 20, we were up 28 laps on second place.
You know, we like winning and all that, but the reality any stone unturned that was going to prevent us from being successful.
Cracks through and then comes through right here, which is where it was dripping. So why 19 hours in decided to 21 and a half. 20.
Third place in E1, Team Scion Racing, DG-Spec. Had to do a motor change.